Retro Road Test, Vauxhall Omega vs Ford Scorpio. The late 1990s saw two executive cars battling for supremacy in Britain's company car market, the Vauxhall Omega and the Ford Scorpio. Both were designed to offer long-distance comfort, practicality, and an executive feel without the premium price tag of German rivals such as BMW and Mercedes-Benz. With a focus on ride quality, refinement, and everyday usability, these two contenders made compelling choices for motorway cruisers and fleet users alike. But which one stands the test of time better? We took both for an extended road test to find out. Styling and road presence. Vauxhall Omega. The Vauxhall Omega, particularly in its second-generation form, launched in 1994 and facelifted in 1999, embraced a conservative yet elegant design. It was smooth and aerodynamic, with a refined look that wouldn't look out of place in a company car park. The styling was understated, avoiding excessive chrome or overcomplicated detailing. While some might call it bland, it aged well compared to its rivals, maintaining a dignified executive appearance. Ford Scorpio. The Scorpio, on the other hand, took a far more divisive approach to styling. When the second generation was unveiled in 1994, its controversial front-end design, featuring bulbous headlights and a rounded nose, split opinion. While it certainly stood out, many found it unattractive. That said, it had presence, particularly in gear trim, with chrome touches and a robust stance that made it look solid and premium, if somewhat awkward from certain angles. Verdict: the Omega wins for its timeless and subtle design. The Scorpio, though unique, polarized opinion far too much to be considered universally attractive. Interior and comfort. Vauxhall Omega. Inside, the Omega offered a well-laid-out dashboard with high-quality materials. The seats were supremely comfortable, with good lumbar support and a relaxing driving position, making it ideal for long-distance travel. Executive models featured leather trim, wood effect paneling, and a high level of equipment, including climate control and an advanced, for the time, trip computer. Space was excellent, with plenty of rear legroom, ensuring passengers were just as comfortable as the driver. Ford Scorpio. The Scorpio's interior was also well equipped but felt less premium than the Omega's. While gear models came with leather, wood trim, and all the gadgets expected of an executive car, the overall dashboard design felt less cohesive. That said, it offered plush seating and an impressively airy cabin with excellent visibility. Ford also focused heavily on ride comfort, and the seats were among the softest available in this segment. Verdict: the Omega edges ahead with a more refined interior and superior materials, though the Scorpio provides exceptional comfort and visibility. Driving experience. Vauxhall Omega. One of the Omega's biggest strengths was its rear-wheel drive layout, a rarity in this segment. This gave it excellent handling dynamics, feeling more composed and balanced in the bends than the front-heavy Scorpio. The ride was supple without being overly soft, striking a great balance between comfort and body control. The steering, while not razor-sharp, provided decent feedback, making the Omega feel more engaging than many of its rivals. The engine range included everything from a 2.0-liter four-cylinder to a powerful 3.2-liter V6, with smooth automatic and manual gearbox options. The V6 models, in particular, delivered effortless motorway cruising and strong overtaking performance. Ford Scorpio. The Scorpio, in contrast, was focused almost entirely on comfort. Its suspension was tuned to soak up bumps effortless, making it one of the smoothest riding cars of its era. However, this came at the expense of handling. The car felt wallowy in corners, and body roll was more pronounced than in the Omega. The front-wheel drive layout also made it feel less dynamic, with understeer being more noticeable when pushing hard. The Scorpio was available with a range of engines, from the competent 2.0-litre to the more refined 2.9-litre V6, with automatic transmissions being the preferred choice for most buyers. While power delivery was smooth, the Scorpio felt less eager than the Omega, particularly when pressing on. Verdict: the Omega takes the lead with its superior handling and balance, while the Scorpio prioritizes comfort above all else. Performance and efficiency. Both cars offered a selection of engines to cater to various needs, from fleet-friendly 4-cylinders to more powerful 6-cylinder options. Vauxhall Omega 2.0 16V, 134 bhp, adequate for everyday driving but felt underpowered when fully loaded. 2.5 V6, 170 bhp, a good balance of performance and efficiency. 3.0/3.2 V6, 200 bhp plus smooth, effortless power delivery, ideal for motorway cruising. Diesel options: the 2.5-litre turbo diesel, sourced from BMW, was torquey but noisy. Fuel economy ranged from around 25 miles per gallon for the larger petrol engines to 40 miles per gallon for the diesel. Ford Scorpio 2.0 DOC, 136 bhp, adequate but uninspiring. 2.316V, 150 bhp, a reasonable middle ground choice. 2.9 V6, 190 bhp, smooth but not as punchy as the Omega's V6. Diesel options: the 2.5-litre unit was economical but not the most refined. Fuel economy figures were similar to the Omega, with larger petrol engines struggling to return more than 25 miles per gallon, while the diesels offered up to 40 miles per gallon. Verdict: the Omega's engine range felt more refined and responsive, particularly the V6 options, giving it an edge over the Scorpio's offerings. Practicality and reliability. Vauxhall Omega. With a spacious boot and generous interior dimensions, the Omega was a practical choice. However, reliability was a mixed bag, with electrical gremlins and V6 engine issues, such as oil cooler failures, cropping up on higher mileage examples. Regular maintenance was key to keeping an Omega in good shape. Ford Scorpio. The Scorpio also offered good practicality, with a well-sized boot and a roomy cabin. Reliability-wise, it had fewer electronic issues than the Omega but suffered from rust, especially on later models. The automatic gearboxes were also known to be problematic if not well maintained. Verdict: the Omega provides slightly better practicality, but the Scorpio was generally less prone to electrical issues. Conclusion: which one wins? Both cars catered to the same market but took different approaches. The Vauxhall Omega stands out with its superior handling, refined V6 engines, and better interior materials. It feels more like a true executive saloon, with a hint of sportiness that appeals to keen drivers. The Ford Scorpio, on the other hand, focuses entirely on comfort. Its ride quality and plush seating make it a fantastic long-distance cruiser, but its divisive styling and less engaging driving experience mean it struggles to match the Omega in overall desirability. Final verdict: if you want a well-balanced executive saloon that delivers comfort and an engaging drive, the Omega is the winner. However, if you prioritize sheer ride comfort and don't mind its quirky looks, the Scorpio is still a worthy contender.